Hello, VC. This is Naman. This is my third episode of How to Fix KD-65F Linear Tracking Turntable Murphy's Law version. When the first time I fixed that, I was so happy. Here's the happy Naman right here. Happy Naman right here. I immediately sent Jeff video email saying,
Thank you, Jeff.
and Jeff embarrassingly sends me his video email. I want to show you everything, but I'm going to skip some of this through.
The Kenwood.
I love that
And
speaker, man.
these are the speakers that came
beautiful
with the
speaker.
Kenwood. They are the JL 955.
Beautiful speakers.
It is a four-way speaker system.
Here you go. Jeff, you see that KD-65F manual? Please, like you promised, send me that copy, electronic copy, please. I think I might need it. I'm not sure. Now, the embarrassing part. This is the embarrassing part for me. Now, beautiful.
This little video, so that you can see my
He has
reaction as well.
Remote all
You
even.
can tell by your smiling face that you have yours all working in perfect condition, I'm assuming.
Jeff crystal ball was off a little bit there. Let me tell you what happened here. You see my smiling face right behind it is this turntable that doesn't have the lid on, cover on. Well, as soon as I put the cover on, the tone arm got stuck. So I'm tracking back here. So why did it get stuck? Remember this very first time I had this struggle on video number 1. I was thinking this tone arm was stuck, so I dare not touch it. I mean, not physically move it, manually move it. So I'm trying to weave it through right through that gap here, and so that's why I struggle with this. And this is when I first got it, and I opened it up and look at all that dust. This is a tone arm that's stuck. I'm listening. There's noise. It's making noise, and I didn't know why at the time, but I think I know why now. When I was first opening this turntable, there's tone arm right there, and I'm taking this bottom plate off, unscrewing the screws. I'm going to skip right to this point right here where I'm unscrewing this thing. Kevin calls this screw moving screw. So basically it prevents tone arm to move during the transportation. So let me see how that's done. That screw moves all the way up and shove this tone arm assembly against the case so it won't move. Well, you know how I try to weave the casing through? This time I wanted to put it right there on the gap and just pull the casing up. So I shoved the tone arm. I thought that was okay to do because while I was working on it, this tone arm was moving freely. I mean, I could just pull. It gave a little bit of resistance, but it didn't affect anything. Here I'm finding the belt. I'm thinking that's the only thing that was wrong, but the motor was stuck, and I had to find the right ring size. Anyway, now this tone arm adventure. Here's what happened after I shoved that tone arm, I guess.
Before I close the case, this needle feels like it was higher up.
Look at all that dust in there. Look at all that dust. And dust on there too.
Floating in when it goes down.
Oh man, look at that.
So
Okay, let me explain this rubber band. Because tone arm will not stay low, or it comes down too low. I had to give it a little bit of height, and the rubber band did the trick. Actually, it worked. It worked good, actually. But when I try to close the case, the click case, this will brush against the case frames and it will mess up. So that wasn't the solution. Anyway, at first I thought like, maybe I, strain these, maybe overstretch these springs. This one was what I was looking at too. This bottom spring right there. I thought maybe I overstretched that. But later on, I found out what I did. Here's what I did.
Okay.
I'm going to advance to this point right here.
Supposed to
They're right
secure
there.
this.
That screw right there has a red spot on it to indicate that that's factory setting. You shouldn't mess with it. Well, of course, when I shoved that torn arm, this thing moved. This portion of the assembly moved, and I had to move it back and screw that back in eventually. And I had to try various, because it has various range, and I had to try a different range. Ended up, I think, to most left to make it work. Anyway, that, and I found out about this little knob, screw knob, whatever you call it. You could use a flatheads to move it, and I found out about this was the most important one right here. This one. You turn this around. This thing pushes up. Actually, this thing pushes up this rod, and that pushes up this rod up, so that torn arm will get higher. In that maximum turn to make it maximum height. I don't know what this does actually. I cannot visibly tell, so I don't know what that does. This one is really strange one. It changes resistance, R5 or whatever. It's called varistor or variable resistor. Anyway, you change resistance here, and it changes the speed of this torn arm. Yeah, if you turn this too much, it will go too fast, and you may scratch the record. So you don't want to do. The Reba McIntyre, she went through a lot with my experiments. Anyway, yeah. So I set that in the right place. Mostly, I got everything right. I'm about 90% sure they're right. I could use the service manual to tune this just right, but right now, I sort of overcame the Murphy's law. I think I have. Anyway, so I decided to give myself reward and listen to on the turntable. Oh, by the way, this is gonna be my dad's turntable. I'm gonna gift it to him. He may not like it. I didn't know where to put the turntables at because I didn't want to rearrange any of his furnitures. And I actually found this turntable cabinet from Goodwill store just a couple days ago. I thought maybe if I found it, and I found it. Turntable cabinet at Goodwill store. And it wasn't enough for this thing. It had a wheel on it. Anyway, and had a little glass door. I took the glass door off, and I put these things in there. And I think this will work out okay because I could move it. I didn't know where my dad wanted it at, so maybe he wanted it at a certain place. If he don't want it, then I'll take the cabinet or stereo or both. But anyway, but one of the reasons why I got that cabinet is that there's a little tag there on top. You'll see why. I want to play this album. Oh, let me go ahead and increase my size here. this album right here, Joe Turner album. I could only find one safe song on YouTube. It's called Hide and Seek, and that will be in the next clip on the new stereo my dad has. Till next time, let me out.